We're at sea today, so in this episode, we'll explore the array of activities you can take part in on a sea day on Oosterdam. There's lots on offer and you can do as much or as little as you like. I'll show you more of the dining venues on board Oosterdam, what's included and what specialty restaurants are available. We'll tour the Galley, have some Royal Dutch tea, go beer tasting, although not at the same time, and we'll dine in Canaletto and finish the evening with some cocktails, some dueling pianos and a spectacular light show. If you've not seen episode 1 yet, then why don't you go and watch that first, and I'll see you back here. For this sea day, I headed up to the Lido Market just to see what was on offer for breakfast. There were plenty of options available, but I chose the French toast, American bacon, maple syrup and some orange juice and a sea view. And while we're on the subject of food, let me go through a quick dining guide of what's available on Oosterdam. There's a variety of included venues and some specialty restaurants. So let's begin with the included dining options. The Lido Market is located on deck 9 and is open for breakfast, lunch, dinner and late night snacks. It offers everything from quick snacks to sushi and pizza to an array of hot meals. Another inclusive dining venue is the main dining room, which is split over 2 levels at the back of the ship on decks 2 and 3. And if you buy the Lido pool, then you'll find 2 inclusive food options here as well. Dive in for burgers and hot dogs and the taco bar. And don't forget about the inclusive room service, but I'll cover more about room service in a future episode. Now let's move on to the specialty dining. Oosterdam offers a few specialty venues such as Canaletto, the Pinnacle Grill, and the Pinnacle Grill also hosts the pop-up Morimoto by Sea restaurant, which takes place at least once per cruise. I'll go through the menus of each venue in my full dining guide, which is available in a separate video. So let's look at some of the sea day activities you can enjoy on Oosterdam. Each day you'll receive a daily planner, and this lists all the activities for the following day, but you can also check the Navigator app for additional options. From dance and exercise classes in the entertainment venues to working out to the gym, there's plenty to do. So if you enjoy team sports, head up to the sports court for pickleball tournaments or basketball. You can also start your day with a few laps around the promenade deck with other guests, and 3 laps will take you to 1 mile. If deck games are more your style, then head to deck 9 for shuffleboard and other games. And for something more relaxing, you can visit the greenhouse spa and salon for some pampering or just relax by the thermal pool. And you can even hire a cabana for the day. I'll cover more about the cabanas in a future episode. If you prefer poolside relaxation, then Oosterdam has 2 pools, the Lido pool with a retractable roof and the Sea View pool at the aft. Both pools have nearby bars and food, making them ideal spots for a full day of relaxation. And for those of you who enjoy enrichment activities, then there's a great selection of activities on board. You can play board games and bridge, attend a talk about Holland America Line's story at the World Stage Theatre, or visit the beautifully laid out library. The art gallery offers a chance to view and even purchase art, with auctions available during your cruise too. For the best sea views from inside the ship, head to the Crow's Nest. This is a hub of activity where you can relax with a coffee, complete a jigsaw puzzle, or even attend an art class. If you're in the mood for some shopping, then there are several shops on board selling clothes, jewellery, cute souvenirs, fragrances and more. The photography store also offers copies of photos such as those taken by the ship's photographers on embarkation. Kids and teens can head to High School and the Kids Club, where the youth team hosts arcade tournaments and various activities. After my relaxing breakfast at the Sea View pool, I was lucky enough to be invited on a short galley tour. It was fascinating to get a behind-the-scenes look at how the ship's operations deliver all the delicious food to all the dining venues. And I learned about Holland America Line's Port-to-Plate Sustainable Fresh Fish programme, along with initiatives to reduce food waste on board. After the galley tour, I headed up to the Pinnacle Bar for beer tasting. There were lots of drinks tasting activities on board during my cruise, such as a mixology class, fine wine tasting, and single malt whisky tastings. During the beer tasting, we sampled 4 international beers and snacks were also provided. This wasn't just a fun opportunity to learn more about the international beers offered on board, but also a chance to meet some great new friends from around the world. After a busy morning, I grabbed a delicious Greek salad from the Lido Market and I took it back to my balcony for a quiet lunch with sea views. Though room service was an option, I decided it was quicker to grab something light on my way back to the cabin as I had a foodie afternoon activity planned. The Royal Dutch Tea is hosted in the upper level of the Vista main dining room, and it's such a delightful experience. But my tip is to get there early if you want to grab a quiet table for 2. The Royal Dutch Tea on Holland America line is a little different from traditional afternoon teas I've experienced on other cruise lines. So instead of the clotted cream, you'll find delicious Dutch specialities like apple tartlets, cookies, Dutch butter cake, and of course, maple stroopwafels. All the cakes and sandwiches were beautifully presented on a tiered stand, and the tea was in plentiful supply throughout. It's such a wonderful way to spend an hour on a sea day. I highly recommend it. After indulging in the Royal Dutch Tea, a stroll around the promenade deck was a perfect way to walk off some of the sweet treats. The promenade deck on Oosterdam offers beautiful sea views, and 3 laps around the deck will cover a mile. There are also steamer chairs where you can just sit and relax, as well as 2 wooden benches at the aft for those such as myself who just like to sit and watch the wake. So in the evening, I headed up to Canaletto for my first taste of specialty dining on Oosterdam. Canaletto is a relaxed venue located in a secluded corner within the Lido Market. Serving authentic Italian cuisine, the emphasis here is on sharing and making dining a social occasion. The pasta is made fresh daily on board, and there's also a kids menu available. Our table of 8 ordered a selection of starters and appetizers, and it was a great opportunity to try many delicious flavours. For my main course, I opted for the Chianti braised beef short rib. This was melt in the mouth and absolutely delicious, so flavourful. And despite the generous portions, I couldn't resist finishing the meal with an affogato for dessert. There's always room for dessert. After such a great dinner and brilliant company, I didn't want the evening to end, so I headed up to Billboard Onboard on deck 2 to enjoy the dueling pianos. Gabe and Megan were the talented musicians on board our voyage, and they were incredible at handling all the different musical requests from guests. If you ever sail with Holland America Line, then I definitely recommend visiting Billboard Onboard for an entertaining evening. While I was here, I also took the opportunity to try the Tuscan lemon drop martini, which I also highly recommend. As I headed back to my cabin, I hear the distant rumble of thunder. Now, I love a good thunderstorm, but the best ones are at sea. So I quickly checked my phone and a lightning app just to see how close we were. While the captain navigated us safely around the storm, we still got to enjoy some spectacular views of lightning over the sea. And let me know in the comments below if you too love a thunderstorm at sea. Join me in the next episode as we arrive at our first port, the Pearl of the Adriatic, Dubrovnik. I'll be testing out Holland America Line shore excursions and taking full advantage of our extended time in port. I'll also take you to another location you might not have discovered even if you've visited Dubrovnik before. Thanks for watching. If you found this video useful and interesting, then please like and subscribe, and also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And why don't you watch one of these videos next?